you get to this point, right? Once you're down to the wire like this, it's just about who wants it more. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche. Obviously, the preparation plays a key factor, but I mean, after an emotional roller coaster on Dust 2, you know, you've got to reset and focus on the task at hand. Overpass, not a simple map. It can be very elaborate. It can be very complicated at times. And you can find yourself in the mid-rounds getting awkward and weird. So we shall see, folks. Not entirely sure as to who starts on which side. Once we jump into the server, that will be evident. And it's Envy on the defense. Team 1 to set the precedent. Let's do it, folks. Let's crown one of our final playoff members for the North American Minor. Big stack up for Team Envy down on the B site. Even bigger push straight away for Team 1. Headshot with JDM just dancing behind this piece of wood. He's got the cover thanks to Kerrigan, and TRK will trade pretty much straight away. A little bit of a delay, but Nikom, he's trying to chase the man in connector. Nice reposition from Nifty. Doubles back for an additional peek and then hits him on the second fadeaway. So I think I know who is going to win this pistol.
One thing that has been kind of pushed out of the meta is these B rushes on the pistol, because you've always got a pretty good A spawn, and a lot of teams now are just taking the first player to go peek through A. If they don't see anybody, they have 4B, and if they don't see anybody, they leave them there. So this becomes a much harder site to take. And for Team 1 to kind of run head first into that is just a huge risk. I'm surprised that they went for it. So I'm wondering how good Team 1 are on Overpass. Envy, go ahead, pick up the pistol here to start things off. Officially in the lead. And although it seemed like Team 1 had Envy on the back foot the entire time, and we're talking about how Envy can get knocked out, Team 1 can get knocked out here too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so this is, Envy bought themselves a little bit of an extra break today by being able to win their first match versus Team 1. Team 1 have played 2 full series now and are probably feeling it. I mean, they have...
It's a lot of Counter-Strike.
That's a lot of Counter-Strike. And
it's a lot of
intense Counter-Strike. They could have left it all on the table there on Dust 2 and still come up short. So now we've got to go into map 3. And yeah, man, they've got to be feeling it.
Like we said, I mean, imagine the highs you're feeling when you dispatch of E United with a huge comeback like that. You pick up your first map win as well. Now you have to reset after what seemed like a 2-0 victory in your back pocket.
Yep.
Right, recompose, reset.
Clock's out, no bomb down. 3 SMGs, and that's definitely what we like to see. Just collect that money. Which is an MP9 support with an MP9 down in stairs. A bunch of pistols back outside of B, around A. Waiting for pushes, they're not gonna come. Team 1 definitely draw these rounds out as they seek out information. I'm so curious about what the CT setups are going to be on Overpass. There's a lot of individual emphasis just because of how far away you stray from the site. So it could come down to how well they know this map and are comfortable with this map on an individual basis. It's also a big question. How much they like their spots. But there it is.
Yeah, big peek from Cutler, racking up the money. JDM is going to come over towards the bathrooms and help out. But this one, a clean sweep. Melting flesh from bone. It is Envy with a clean conversion. That's a lot of cash.
Yeah, it absolutely needs to be highlighted every time. Just so much money made. As you can see, 5K between the 2 players and 3 or less between the players that didn't get any of those kills. So that's huge for them. Team 1 move on now to pick up AKs. Because they didn't lose anybody on that round, they're not going to upgrade. They're going to get a ton of utility. Majority have kits, and they'll move into this as kind of a bonus. And there's still the chance that Team 1 don't even win this round, so could be a strong start for Envy. The initial Molotov to go out gets smoked out so that they can push through it. Is it worthwhile, however? They're encroaching on the stairs crush, but Nifty has their back on short, so that door's not going to swing open and be any surprise to them. They also have a way out into B. So the rotations now are going to be squeezed out. Instead of coming back up the stairs, which is obviously going to be very dangerous, they heard that Molotov get extinguished. They can have their B players rotate out through CT, and their stairs player either push through or go out to short, or stay in stairs if they'd like. But that means A is weak for a moment, and here it is, the peak to come out. A lot of damage dealt. Cutler, is he going to go ahead and fight this? He does, but immediately gets his head ripped off.
Peeks wide into it, but do they anticipate Kerrigan being back here? They do have an opening towards the A site now, with JDM having been caught. but it seems as though they're willing to write Kerrigan off. Drone watching forward, sees the shadow burst, dropped by the man who splits sight from long. Double smoke down on Dumpster, Kerrigan hot on their heels, and currently we do have Bit watching the backside. Nobody else left up, unfortunately for Envy, so Kerrigan has it all to do, swings out, catching one immediately, and then not being able to follow with that SMG at said distance. Would have been one thing had Envy kind of held them off a little longer, if Kerrigan could have come up quicker, but it's just not meant to be. And the first gun round for Team 1 nets them a round on the board. Yeah, so Envy will drop that, and it could have been a round they had. There's a few duels there that looked kind of favorable, even though they didn't have the guns to win them, but they lose stairs control. Team 1 get away with a very simplistic A exec where they clear out stairs quite safely, but don't focus anyone towards short B. Don't try to crunch it at all. And the only thing they really do is go back to watch the flank at stairs, but it's Team 1 who have moved out once again into a default. Monster smoked. Drone will be the man to sit out here. And this is kind of the position you want him in, you know, just a tank spot. The flamey type of player from barrels, right? Just peek into his crosshair. He's going to have the reaction time, the aim, put players to sleep. But now he's going to assist Nifty on short as well. Teams can go through Monster. You still have a really good chance of holding if you take short and keep it. What's the reaction? Hold short water, so it seems. Kerrigan's going to actually fly out into the open. TRK could have seen him. Smoke's enveloping the bomb site and Molotovs to deny plant, but it's actually been extinguished, so Maluk will happily punch in the digits. Seeing a window of opportunity and taking it with both hands. Terrorists move forward just beneath the heavens. Bit watches for a flank. And sure enough, there's one in position. It's Cutler by the barrel. Look how careful he's being, trying to catch someone on the fallback. Not gonna find anybody yet. Then he starts gunning forward. 4 frags immediately for Team 1 out of nowhere. Only JDM with a frag for Envy. That's a hit that doesn't have anybody die on the entry. And almost no frags on the exits as well. JDM just trying to hide. Wants to keep that up into the next one as Team 1 tie. 2 rounds apiece, straight out the gates. This series just continues to deliver. Yeah, and they thought they would win. I mean, they thought that their setup was pretty good. I think that, I don't know if there was a rotate through TC spawn for anybody to try to mount a defense within the site at all, but it seems like they were very aware of the threat or the thought that they might have to play retake. Didn't anticipate anything coming out of Monster. I want to say it was good on Team 1 to throw the smoke down. It's not a situation where you want the short players to suddenly rush into the site. They've made their bed. They've got to wait. But the retake was not good enough. Short Molotov is fluffed. Fast Monster rush, but there's a quick stack here as well from the CTs. And it is just pistols, so at the end of the day, missing that Molotov, it's not like you're going to get hit with a face full of fight. Instead, it is good night Envy. Everybody cleared up. Bomb plant comes in after the fact, a little injection of cash for Team 1, but they knew what they were getting into that one when they just stampeded inwards. Yeah, absolutely. We've seen them take their anti-ecos. Their pistol as well was quite quick. This T-side could get out of hand. Kerrigan only gets a scout, so I don't know. I think they want to have the utility to be able to win this round, and maybe they don't want to invest all of their money in rifles early and not be able to afford them. I guess, yeah, it's just no compromises here, as they've only picked up pistols. You know, being very careful about where they spend their money, how much effort, or how much emphasis they put on their buys. Nice shot from Kerrigan. I believe Maluk was hopping, you want to say? I mean, I don't think he picked up a scout on that round, did he? I didn't see it. I would assume with you that it was the big green gun. Nifty up close at long. Basically working solo. And the flash for him to clear. Is Nifty going to go ahead and fight this? Looks very confident about this angle. Will suddenly start to walk out. Oh wow. From long range. Hell of a shot from Nifty. Knows he's in trouble now. He's kicked the Bee's hive. But IDK runs right through the B site. They do find Nifty in the end. You know, that was another scary situation, just like Kerrigan getting an initial 5 versus 4 off the scout. So a couple of issues for Team 1, but nothing that they can't handle. Now back into the guns.
So much money made here for Team 1. They swipe that economy right back, siphon it out of Team Envy, and put themselves in a power position. Og's bought up. Cutler and Kerrigan. 2 ops here for Nifty and JDM. The adjustment they made on Dust 2. Maybe the one that changed the game for them. It was Harry was back and forth, but, you know, they made sure to be confident in when they would give up a round if it was for the sake of future rounds. Not being too hasty. JDM backing up all the way to the top of the stairs. I wonder how much of him is exposed and if Cutler can actually cover him properly. Yeah, no, he's fine. A lot of onus rests on them. And this first kill.
Oh, and he pops up. Still, JDM pops him. IDK trades straight back. Cutler's position revealed for just 1 frag, so it's a 3 versus 3 after they clear out connector. I was thinking that was either one of those setups that gets nothing
or everything.
Exactly. In the end, it's even keel. 50 seconds up, and the Terrace still fancying the footwork towards the A site. Very wary of a potential up-close position. Would make sense seeing as there was already an aggressive stance, but wow. IDK, excuse me, robs Kerrigan. And then there's the follow-up frag as well. Team 1 just barrel their way into the bomb site because they were so cautious.
Holy smokes, man. Kerrigan had that. Who was it? 1 HP? No, 2 HP after that dink. He had the shadow advantage. He pre-fired it. Absolutely destroyed.
3 health, the difference between Maluk and IDK's duels.
Yeah. TRK wins his straight up. 2 kills for him. Not a single point of damage. And the stair stack is a little bit different. The ops seem to be pretty good for dealing with the players at the bottom of the stairs, but the problem is, as soon as he got that kill, JDM seemed really worried about his back because he had to back up even further to not be exposed while he was on cycle. And so that's kind of a flaw in the setup. If Cutler's there dedicated to watching his back and he can't even feel comfortable hiding after he shoots, so something we'll have to think about as we move into this round. Another buy up. JDM retains the op. Envy only have the pistol and the following eco to their name at this point. Switching up spots. Drone playing A last round, playing B on the round prior.
Trying to get ahead of this before Team 1 really have a rhythm, but they've been doing a good job of switching things up as well. Could be a huge spray for Nifty. The grenades go soaring over, but nobody's going to rush their way through. In fact, going to give a bit of a chance here for the short players to find opening, space, or at least information.
Tons of shots come soaring by him.
That flash tells him he's in the back corner. Trajectory gives it away. Flashback the other way, exactly. Completely countered in his position. Team 1 took that tidbit of info and ran with it. Now, do they run into the bomb site? Or do they continue to feel out their options? 50 seconds up to make up their mind.
Stairs cleared out, middle of the map control, and they got this fast rotation that they can work with. It's Cutler from drone's position. Now with an AUG. How comfortable is he here? Team 1 looking scary.
Cutler's gonna hide inside this. Just trying to buy time, and now he's got an opportunity. Strikes, lines up 2. Almost a 3rd frag for him alone, but we're still left in an even situation. Bomb trying to sprint upwards, and because of the smokes being down, it is Team Envy to have to give up this plant.
Bomb has been planted.
They've got utility for the retake. Drone has an impact nade. Maluk is on his last legs.
At least he has the fire and the flash. Bit's just going to hold on long. Now, this position doesn't open him up to the player who pushes around towards Optimus Prime, and that's exactly what Drone's going to do. So the Opera has to worry about Drone. Bit takes JDM, or at least that was the plan. The damage is there, but the smoke is not either. bit of a problem here for Team Envy. Could maybe still jump on it if the fire fades fast enough, but Maluk now waits. He's gonna peek in, gets the time away from Drone, and gets the round from Envy. 6-2 as the bomb goes off, and Maluk's op stands tall.
They played the 2v2. It took a bit too long, and there was no chance there for Drone in those last moments to be able to stick and get a kill at the same time. No smoke as well to be able to defuse in it and hope that the misses come out, but I guess at the very minimum, they're going to be able to retain the AK. They've got some money left over on JDM. I don't think they're going to buy. They like to have that double op set up. They're going to give it a shot again in the next round. It's a lot of ecos here. Starting to tally up. This Team 1 have the easiest route to the most rounds possible in the shortest amount of time. Still a threat here with the 2 scouts. If the round gets dragged out, we can get damage in and finish those kills off with strong pistols, also making the most of the AK. Bit dies, probably barely knows from where. And Cutler's got top bathrooms. Keeping an eye on it. What's the move here? It's Team 1 shying them off in case they have somehow found Nop. No one can get vision on bathrooms.
It's a big audio cue. Kerrigan, he had the movement with the scout, but Maluk and Nikon were just waiting for something to unfold here. If it wasn't on them to walk up with the element of surprise, it was for the mistake to be made, and a dunk grenade from downtown. Drone cannot get out of the way of the damage. JDM, sure enough, has the AK close, and it's only a one-man disadvantage on top of it. You know that has to be tempting, seeing as they also have the flank. But reality is going to begin to sink in. With no kit, no utility, hell, not even armor on JDM. They're just going to have to let the 7th round add to the tally of Team 1. Could have had a chance there, but didn't seem as though Envy were anticipating such close proximity outside of Monster.
Yeah, and when they went out to swing, I think Kerrigan missed a shot, and then his teammate as well couldn't finish that off. So Cutler goes ahead and gets 2 nasty 1-deeks, 3 kills. All players go down, guns recovered.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Cutler clears him out.
Okay.
So comes with its costs. It's not all freebies, however, then I see the fact that Maluk comes into the round with $16,000. We've got a 1%er in the server. We've got a nice, solid buyback from Envy. So this is their chance to cut it back. This is their last chance to actually finish the CT side with a lead. It's going to have to be flawless from here on out. Jumping off, takes the shot, doesn't hit the mark. That could have been like a 3-player collateral. Instead, a lot of pressure is going to fall into Drone and Kerrigan. Kerrigan survives. Drone, even with a bit of surprise, finds another frag. So even though Nifty dies instantly, they still have corralled Team 1 into what they wanted. An open B bomb site. Is it enough?
Kerrigan absolutely comes to the rescue. After Nifty dies, they were not planning on that. Thinking at worst, maybe he gets a kill or misses a shot, but does not die in that situation. And here they are now in the site, but far from being able to win. Bomb will at least get planted. Nobody wants to go ahead and peek this. The nades come out, and it's just after the bomb goes down. Maluk could potentially find some kills as a small compromise.
Knows Drone's close. Drone obviously just serving as a distraction here so the rest of the CTs can move up. Maluk missing the first 2 chances he's had. Knows that there aren't many to follow. It's going to be Drone with a gut punch. And all the while, bombs defused. JDM will take it. That is Team Envy with a 3rd round. Not because Nifty's flying op jump is what works out for them, of course, but because Envy from the heavens in the back of the bomb site.
Kerrigan
Cut off those pushes and cut off short water. That was a big one, too, in my mind.
Yeah, Drone has a short water control, and Kerrigan kills 2 players entering out. This is pretty much what the whole Monster Rush is about, just creating space, creating chaos, getting the entry, and they almost did all of that. So it's definitely a heroic rotate by Kerrigan. But Team 1 still looking fearsome, and they still can pull that off sometimes. And here it is, another boost for the second time today in this minor.
Yeah, we saw it earlier between Imperial and Ince, and that train there decided to make a guest appearance blocking the shot. Doesn't block that of Maluk's. Cutler removed. While the numbers are thinned at the B bomb site, the positioning is still forward. Drone by Monster has Kerrigan's smoke to support. That at least buys time.
Yeah, these are the proper spots you want to have to defend against a monster rush, and they are heavily stacked here, just gambling that it's going to be a B hit after that initial kill. Kerrigan starts to drift away from what would be a strong spot to hold. A minute up on the clock. It's unclear if Team 1 will continue with this strat now that they've moved players back. I wonder if they even, if it was even in Envy's best interest to smoke that, but I guess didn't want to make it too obvious that they were stacking. Nifty still got huge line of sight. Now the split's on.
Big volley of incendiaries and smoke. Drone activated from the corner, but the rotation goes upwards, and Nifty was spotted. Didn't quite have that element of surprise. Pinched by Bit. Bomb can now trudge straight forward. Can be easily planted for the bathrooms, and watch Team Envy just try and scramble back up. They are sprinting as fast as they can, but as they arrive, they are met by smoke. And the bomb's planted on the truck, or maybe not. He waits. Get it in. Kerrigan's actually going to try to charge forward, catch an angle of him, knows exactly where the bomb's been planted now, looking for a multi-frag. Drone's come in with one of his own, and Bit's back position won't be fantastic for holding off that defuse. He has to get into the mix. He needs to get some kills. Called him off at the bomb site, but he can't do it fast enough, and Envy fly forward into the retake. Kerrigan gets it started, but damn, Drone. 3 frags.
Yeah, 5 kills between the two of them. Really nicely done. I mean, that was a masterful rotate from Team 1. They had the full execute, but they were prepped and ready to go up the stairs. There was a risk that they meet a threat at the top of stairs, and there was Nifty there who initially, I think, fluffed a shot at home, made his presence known, but didn't actually deliver. But that information alone allowed them to rotate fast enough to deal with it. It definitely seemed like Team 1 were going to continue on with the B strat and get in the site. And now what are they going to try to do? They worked hard to get that initial kill. Cutler's probably pretty salty to die to a 4-man boost. Special occasion.
Just for you. You know, think of it this way. It took 4 people to kill him.
Fair enough. Standard smoke to bathrooms, just deny sight from any long lanes from the bathrooms. Molotov typically goes out to the right side for the same reason. They come clear balloons, the outside of stairs. They take stairs itself, and this is the default, moving along swiftly. Got to boost up to see if anybody is doing anything at long, but Nifty's not there this round. Valve physics, by the way.
JDM smoked off, so loses information. Obviously knows there's something on the other side, but what exactly? 40 seconds. Got Cutler pushing forward. Across Dust 2, this man was capable of the holds. Goes back in, and it's Maluk and Nikon to get a kill apiece. So Kerrigan, who threw himself into the mix in the previous round, is going to have to lock it down. Sees the shadow, serves as a distraction, but he does pick up the first kill. Can't manage another. TRK tears through the first. That leaves the rotators upwards. Nifty and Drone on the retake now, but nope, they don't want anything to do with it.
Wow, they're out of there.
Giving it up, giving the 8th to Team 1 on this T side.
Damn, the fragging is just not strong enough at points for Envy. There's like a couple of moments that I've seen that they have the right target, and Team 1 are looking in the wrong spot. They flick back, they hit the instant headshot. They're just super sharp. They're super sharp, and it's just like they've got kind of a nice even balance of skill. I mean, you know, Maluk with the op has been standout. Nycombe has been standout. Drone's been standout too.
Yeah, he's been rocking it out on this third map. Should be his 12th kill, I believe. So top of the scoreboard for Drone.
this half is getting away from Envy. T-side should be a more difficult beast.
To be fair, Drone has actually been, historically, a very good Overpass player. Throwback to, say, when he was on Splice. You know, they played this map regularly, and he was statistically up there. So players have these sorts of maps, right, where they themselves do shine. Let's hope that he can continue that, because they definitely need it on the side of Envy. Currently, the op game is entirely in the hands of Team 1.
2 ops again. Nifty and JDM will try for it one more time as we wrap this half up. Cutler and JDM in tandem on the bathrooms. There's not going to be a player outside of Balloons to clear him out from these positions. And Drone's Shadow gets spotted, but he is too good.
Swift headshot.
Barely wins that duel, and that's looking like the duels that Team 1 are winning versus Envy. You know, that's what they need to see.
It's those AKs. Power the headshot, baby.
Yeah, really good point.
Gonna have a set piece. They haven't cleared inside bathrooms, and there's not one, but 2 of Envious's players inside it. Cutler gonna section them off. Allows the first one to cross, but Nightcom's so blind, they do still die to the fallback. Now JDM uses the Molotov, and TRK is just gonna run through it. What's the play off this? You still have bomb sectioned. Maluk walks out. That's, supposed to be an easy kill, but JDM just dodges it. He sees the body over by Dumpster, didn't spot the leg on Bank. And that right there is the round for Envy. Good job by JDM staying alive, using that Molotov to burn the bomb carrier to death. And honestly, a bit of a saving grace with Maluk missing that shot.
Yeah, he let that one go, and Bit couldn't approach because he was worried about JDM, who ends up getting the final kill of the round. So that could have been different. It still could have been Envy's round, even if Maluk didn't fluff that shot, but he does. And now they have maximal losses. They've got a pause here called to talk about things. TRK is back on the server. Last map he was a little bit quiet. Map 1 was playing out of his mind, so maybe not a huge fan of Dust, but yeah, he's starting to light it up. However, the ADR is so much higher for Envy, just across the board. 4 players above 80. That's ridiculous. Nifty not having as much of a map. There has been a lot more B play.
Yeah.
But something that'll matter more towards the end of the game if we see, that they end up losing. Again, the Molotov gets put out as it keeps getting thrown every round. I'm not even sure what the value is at a certain point once they have done it so much. Molotovs can be so valuable, more than smokes, depending on what time of the round it's in. And they're not using it to actually support for a kill. Doesn't really tell Team 1 much, except for that they were here around bathrooms at some point, which is like something they would assume anyway. Standard nades out for the tees. More necessary to do round after round. A slightly different setup here is Cutler is going to have support from JDM as they take long control.
Really setting their teeth into this A site as of late, Team 1.
Yep.
Looking like they want to finish the half on it. Cutler looking to lock down long. JDM over the shoulder. So, I mean, I feel like the most success from Envy's A-hold has come when they had players in these bathrooms. Maybe because they've done so in these previous rounds, not looking to do it again, anticipating maybe Team 1 clearing it in a different fashion.
Ooh, Cutler's coming around that corner, and Bit is sitting pretty.
Yeah, Cutler thinks he has the flank. Instead, he's lost his head. JDM will find Maluk. He was playing on top of the dice box. Knows that Long is compromised, but misses an additional shot, and now realizes they are so damn close. He's going to miss the follow-up attempt. Here comes Kerrigan, denied by TRK. Bomb plant in the back pocket of Team 1 in the last 10 seconds of the round. And down goes Nifty yet again. Drone unable to get into the mix this time. Kind of less of a warning there for Team Envy, seeing as they didn't have the front runners. They didn't have anybody in bathrooms to call for help. Instead, just dealing with the execution itself and not slowing it down long enough. Drone will keep them honest by staying on the site. In fact, if he were to get these 2 kills right now, there would still be time, but nobody else faces him, and so he'll save and bank. That's a 9th for Team 1 and potentially double digits as we move into their last round of the half.
That's a really rough round, frag-wise. Can see why maybe they want to avoid Drone. He's been on point so far, at least towards the end of the half, has really had so much impact, and I guess they don't want to try their hand at B, but A has not worked out so well. Quite apart from that, that was a bit rough. Small shot miss from JDM. Cutler pushing long. Not sure if that was maybe something he needed to do, though we did see Bit waiting for him. Obviously, if Bit's not waiting for him, then it's fine. But Bit completely calls it out. Now, the one round that it happens. NB moving to this one. They keep the AK at least, or does... What did...
Drone saved the op.
Oh, he saved it off, okay.
Yeah, he was waiting there on the bank stairs, you know, ready for withdrawal.
No, we say ready for extraction, because we're CSGO BR.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Lesson learned.
Won't happen again.
But this B hit will. This is where we began the half. JDM boosted. Drone. Gonna have that attention down towards Monster. Fire forces him out. So it is a trade based on utility. Kerrigan denying the short control now allows for Envy to double back in. Team 1 don't have to hammer this home on long. They can wait. We got a minute on the clock. But Maluk eats a smoke to the face. Damage off of the Deagle actually manages the kill versus Cutler, and Kerrigan wants to chase here. Nifty firing off the FAMAS. There he is. 2 headshots for him. And Maluk done and dusted. The flanks there for Envy. 6th round to the board, and they're going to be swapping over to the T side to see what they're made of, folks. The final half of this series is about to begin, but first we'll have a break.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Betway, and Pay Safeguard.
Ladies and gentlemen, goblins and ghouls, we are back with the last half of the 3rd map of what has been a killer series here between Envy and Team 1. And the wildest thing of this all is that the victors of this matchup don't technically win anything. They simply don't lose. whoever does is going home. The victor, playoffs tomorrow.
And that is why minors are so brutal.
So let's see, folks. It's Team Envy with 6 rounds after their CT side, swapping over to the offense. Let's see what Team 1 can hold back here. It's aggression straight out the gate from their CT side. We've got IDK deep in the playground. We've got party control for them too. So this B hit seems like the right choice for Envy, although it will be telegraphed. Team 1 aren't going to be caught off guard, but they could still be bullied. Fast flank from IDK, and a bomb plant is down.
Yeah, they're almost forgetting about where Drone is on default. He could get flanked in the situation. The bomb could get threatened, and then they have to try to pick this up, but it looks like they'll be okay. 2 players tagged low. Nycom has Kerrigan pushed into position.
And Kerrigan, he's happy to wait here. Come get me, he says. And as he does die, Drone finds a frag elsewhere. So 4v3 and a health advantage up for the favor of Envy. Bit doesn't seem to want anything to do with this, and even though he dies, he can't escape the death, the inevitability here from Team Envy. A rock-solid B hit and a near-team ace. I mean, that was smooth, Launders. They charged right through. They had their game plan, bomb plant, push forward. It was confident at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be hypocritical. I did say that, you know, the rush from B is a lot less strong now that most teams are going 1 out to peak A and then having 4 played there. I'm not sure if that was the setup from Team 1, but the Envy entries fell into place. So Envy go ahead and steal that one up, and that provides the most competitive last map possible, as they have now not free routes, but the easiest route to tie things up. This could have got way out of hand without that pistol round win, so they've got to get fired up. They've got to dig deep. They are the favorites in this match, and this would be an insane story for Team 1 if they're able to pull out this win.
Remember, only here because Old Guys Club had to forfeit. Ooh. They were given a grace, and this time given no space, no holding hand, just cold defeat dished out by Team Envy. But that's all right. We're getting into the gun rounds. The real content is ready to come.
2 pistol rounds, 1 from Envy. So you don't want that to be a stat to count against you.
Yeah.
You know, that's you've got to kind of meet in halfway, be able to pull out a win with a stat like that. If that would just speak more volumes about how good Team 1 are for them to be able to win versus, you know, the 4 free rounds that come off of the 2 pistols. And this buy is a little crummy from Envy. They didn't drop anything, so they just got the UMPs still on a Galil. Team 1 were able to convert last time. They went up against a weaker buy. And the scope seems to be obstructing a lot of view. Maluk doesn't seem to be fully aware that Nifty's there, but the gun is just too powerful. Nifty can't win the duel straight up. IDK in a position to get more than 1 frag, and he does find him. But all 3, are you serious at the stairs?
I mean, 1 is something, 2, okay. All 3 of those players from hiding behind the picnic table.
Oh my God, no one dies.
Damn. That is a hell of a way to kickstart your CT side. Sure, you lose pistol, like we said, you know, losing all of those will come back to haunt you, but when you win those rounds with such conviction, you can kind of forget about pistols. 2
players are going to get grabbed Galils. I felt like they had enough money for more, but they, no, apparently don't. That's all they'd get, so that's tough. I'd probably hand an AK over to Drone at this point, just because of how good he's been on the first half. But yeah, attack called for Team 1. So maybe didn't expect to win that so easily. But the duels, I mean, they've just been so solid on duels. I feel like even though Envy's ADR was higher at that one point in the half when they were down 3 rounds, they still seem to be like, it was Team 1 who seemed to be the superior team in terms of like duels. They were just getting away with so much.
Headshot after headshot. So, and swift frags at that really kind of found me reminiscing of Furia yesterday. When like they decide to sink their teeth into something, they chomp straight through it. Rapid frags, infrequent slowdowns. But we do still have Team Envy well equipped. AWP for JDM. Utility enough, it's existent. What's not is the economic backbone, so.
That is like the worst angle possible for a Galil, I feel. It's like the least precise weapon ever.
On a ladder, through a crack.
All right, drone moves forward. No one here to fight. He juliennes the angle.
Maluk is the only warning sign here for Team 1, and he is gone. Sees 2 players. It was a good simultaneous peek out there from the top of the ladder, or stairs rather, excuse me. And the guy's on party. So essentially a 3v1 at the end of the day.
Smoke goes out early at A. They've got 2 Molotovs here, one on Bit and one on IDK. And at least one of them is at A, though that gets thrown too. Smoke down at the end of long, but it's Envy to rotate back to B into majority players. TRK, can he go massive?
He's gonna have to. Spot's already nifty. That's the bomb drop. JDM's obviously has an edge in that gunfight, and Nikon only finds 1. But damage is still done, and Bit's still in position. The FOM is firing off, and 10 seconds means bomb has to go down. That's the Opper denied, so Cutler comes up with the plant, but finds himself alone. A single shot will drop Bit, but IDK doesn't care. Rips his head off and finds Team 1 with an 11th round.
Damn, nasty from IDK. Another clean headshot.
Back and forth on that B site.
Yeah.
Trades were so sufficient for both sides as that bomb moved forward.
No, it was like extra credit sprays as well. You know, the fact that TRK did damage to the second to JDM as well. The trade was nice from him, but then once they got on the site, whoever it was playing close wall, he ended up doing almost 200 damage.
Yep.
Nearly took Kerrigan out, who got that initial entry outside the bathrooms. The rotate back to B was probably the weaker of the 2 sites, or sorry, the stronger of the 2 sites. But they still almost surmised it. Envy calling a timeout here to talk over things. They've actually got to save one more time. We know they've been careful about their economy, but normally it's been on the CT side so that they can afford the double op setup. That's not a temptation in this half. Here it's just because they don't have enough for even the basics, the rifles. Winding up here, folks. Round 20.
Last 10 rounds, no matter what. Unless overtime's on the horizon, but we are still far from that, so let's focus. Maluk goes for the initial op information, feels those flashbangs are too much of a threat and doubles back. Now IDK gets confirmation on at least a couple bodies, but oh boy. Peeks out into what could have been deadly pistols. Frag grenade will soften up 1. Nifty's down for the count. This will draw the Opper back into help, and there you see him finding an assist with IDK. So easy anti-eco so far, and obviously Maluk here with the USP gets the job done. No bomb plant, only 1 death, and it's not even as though they've lost the sniper. So that's a good anti-eco for Team 1. They'll hold their heads high.
Yeah, came up with that on the fly. Just you know, just decide to throw caution to the wind, give it a shot at long. And now let's see what's happening. Take another look at the stats. Kerrigan close to 100, drone around 80. Everybody sitting around 80. Nifty coming up from 40 in the first half, so doing a bit better. But it's a bit more even on the side of Team 1. Between 90 and 50. Yeah, you know what? Maybe a little bit more lopsided, but still. Enough players have enough ADR on both sides to explain things.
Buy back in.
Short control taken, but stairs is taken for Envy. Door can swing open at any moment. JDM comes out for the aggressive pick. Again, that door can swing open. You've got to be concerned about it.
Doesn't actually get punished for it. IDK knows they're in here though, and even despite his substantial damage, cannot catch Kerrigan. Therefore, 5v3. We're still going to have Maluk as that front runner on the A site, buys a little bit of extra space for the rotate, and so it'll combine nicely with Team 1 just kind of pulling themselves back into the heaven at B. You know, enables the A rotates if necessary, also keeps vision down towards the opposite bomb site. Maluk holds an angle whereby he can get this pick, at least cut it down to the 4 attackers of Envy. And if he does a really good job, then he's going to be able to bait the terrorists past Nikon, who just sits inside bathrooms. Team Envy opting to burn time off the clock so they can position a player on long, get JDM here as well to try and counterpick. And the option to hit B is still here.
The bomb has to cross back, though, at this point. And he could get opt. Oh, fortunately for JDM, it's just a leg. Nifty will take this information and make sure not to suffer the same fate. But look at this, they get on to B.
Nycom kills Nifty, could still catch. No, I was going to say the bomb carrier, but it had been thrown. I mean, that if that bullet hits the body, we're talking a whole different story.
Could be.
Completely different round it could have been. Bomb would have been delayed. There were still players to pick it up, but then obviously you had Nifty, who was behind the bomb carrier, the last guy upstairs. Well, he would be watching the Opper, and you had that forward rifle on the chase. Yeah. So, I mean, what ifs and what could have beens. This one belongs to Envy.
Yeah, Envy won't be asking any of those questions. We take those.
No complaints, no second questions.
Still a tight race. 2 rounds that Team 1 won. Like, one of them, it was every single rifler won their duel and ended up with 15 HP. Or less. And kept 5 alive. Another, they barely were able to scrape together. Super tight. But it's very fast that Envy can forget that. It's very fast that Team 1 could just turn that into a win. Or continue to be slightly better mechanically, individually speaking. But that's crazy to say, right? I mean, like, the players on Envy, like, they're well known for their individual skill. This is not something that should be considered okay. They should definitely be more confident. But credit to Team 1, man. Not scared. Look composed. Look like they're just playing a regular game online, you know?
Yep. Throwing out their game plan, taking losses and not shying away from risks still. It's when we see them become timid that I really stop believing as much in them, you know? But for the moment, I'll still give them the edge. I feel like they're in control. Envy, though.
This one will say a lot.
Yeah, piecing it together and having to do so in this round. Round 22, remember it, folks. It could be a game changer.
Bit going out for that aggression. It's always welcome. It's rarely seen. Strong spot. He's even got support. Oh, look at that.
Damn, 4 kills, a flurry of frags that leaves Cutler completely alone. I mean, 4 frags instantly. The aggression on long, good for 2. We've got the op on the side of Party as well to support, and Bit gets his head turned back to cut off the push.
Couldn't even get the round started.
Remember round 22.
It's a round where Envy have got to decide if they want to force. I think they probably should. They could save and play against 14, but have yet to prove that they can do a lot here on T side. I don't even know if it would make sense for them to try to have as much utility and weaponry as possible. From what it looks like, you know, this map being left over but not banned, but not picked, or potentially not extremely excited to be on it. I think, yeah, they're going to put together 3 rifles. And I'm sure Team 1 are going to anticipate some buy like this. But, yeah, that's something that we didn't see so much from NB. It was mostly them playing back in bathrooms and not going through out to Fountain. It's a strong position to play. I mean,
that hyper A aggression. Like
as long
you said,
as you have the right people to do it.
It's so hard to catch it. You know, that first player tends to get up to the playground wall without anybody from the terrorists finding that footing. If he has support, as this one did, well, a clear result. A fast push. TRK to be tested. Can't manage any frags despite all the damage versus drone. So Bit's frag grenade will blow one away. Nycom has cover and Pit dies to the headshot of Kerrigan, who's traded out after just 1. So an efficient trade train leaves us 3v2. Favored to Team 1, but brought to a standstill at 1:20 on the clock.
Yeah, they've got no bomb, and they have to get past the op and also get kills. Nifty spotted, trapped in a corner. Nade comes flying his way. What, did JDM just take the op out?
Just wrecked the guy on Graffiti. Then the flank from Maluk still hits. He was on short, obviously, because the frag grenade doubled back towards long, not anticipated by Nifty. JDM created the space for them to play this 2v3. Now, he has to win it on his own. Bomb pick back up as Op gives him space.
Look how far back it is. Yeah, this could be a risk, but instead of getting sandwiched, JDM could try to follow him back to A, but look how far he's gone. Time will tick down. By the time he gets to A at this rate, if he's looking for fights, I mean, the bomb would be planted in the last few seconds. He could just get absolutely rushed.
There's a very real possibility he just plants on B.
But he's got that short threat. He doesn't know if that threat is at Monster. He could try to push short if he'd like to. And yeah, it looks like he'll just go for the duel.
Maluk's right there, and JDM's got it. That's the space. That's the space. He separates the 1 versus 1s, puts himself in the clutch. It has been a while since we've seen highlight clips from Josh Marzano, but this is his chance. If he picks up all 3 frags in a 2 versus 3.
Was that hurt? Doesn't seem like it was.
He's still so unsure, but it seems as though now he has this inkling. Watching all around him, he's got a gap on the cross, and IDK seems to want to clear this straight from above. Does he look beneath? No! Not in time! And JDM's gonna pick this up. A 10th round for Envy in a crucial turning point here on Overpass.
Or is it? Is it a turning point? We don't know yet. It could be. I mean, if Envy pulled the map out, that'll be around. You know, what? I mean, I don't know how Maluk missed that shot. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief.
Yeah?
But a ridiculous 2 if you wanted to bring it back.
Man, when you had that fall off up to the A site, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, if JDM goes A, he's gonna be completely bamboozled. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, JDM doubles back. Sure, there's the threat of that Opera on short or Monster. You don't know where he is. But I'm just thinking 1v1s. Separate 1v1s is how you let a player clutch. And that right there is a prime example. JDM 64 lounging on the B site.
All the way leaned back. Team 1 still a sizable lead. Still looking scary. All of a sudden, you know, could lose a round and then just do some A push, get 4 kills within 20 seconds. You never know when they're going to turn up.
Little aggression this time.
Yeah, they're going quick. They want to fight IDK. IDK last time lost his duel to Kerrigan. Kerrigan, he spots that and he looks for it right away.
IDK seems to know he's spotted.
Look at this. They're not totally aware of the flank.
Ooh, if Maluk doesn't hesitate, but he gets the leg shot. Cutler swaps gun, stays alive for a little bit longer, and Maluk still dies because he doesn't really get a good chance to reposition. So at least Envy kind of swoop up that initial frag.
Yeah, his spot got compromised. He would want to have continued that flank, but didn't know if there was going to be players to trade. And, you know, it was all on Envy to just go ahead with the default. Standard practice for them. The rest of the angles get cleared out along. It's not much action on the B site. Is Kerrigan going to look to fake? Is that why he dropped the bomb off, or is he just uncomfortable with it going long? Seems like maybe the latter. Wall smokes on the site. They've got the full exec.
IDK hasn't been able to find an angle to work with. Just knows there's bodies close. Kerrigan flies through smoke. Does buy a little bit of space for Drone to get this bomb plant, and sure, some information gained, but they've lost the body's advantage. It's nifty to fall back off bomb site. Drone's gonna be tucked away, and JDM watches flank.
No utility.
None at all. 3 kits. It's gonna have to be gun duels, and they're gonna have to be swift. So many bodies line up. The Opera goes down. Drone cleared from the corner. It's Bit taking it all on his own shoulders. Now Nifty's chance. Taps into the side of Bit's brain. IDK sticks this defuse down to the last few seconds, and oh, Nifty just barely stops them all. Another round for Envy, grasping the chance with both hands.
Oh my God, that was a clutch. I can't believe he actually pulled that off. Nikom had the... Why did he go to the right side of bathrooms? There was no other angle that Nifty could have come from. Misjudged or had bad information on where he was and ended up not covering the defuse. No nades whatsoever. There was a chance there, but I thought that chance was over with when JDM died. He went so wide on the first shot that he was open to getting wide swing on. I thought that was a risk that was too much to take, but maybe not if you have Nifty. It's a save here for Team 1, and Envy are fully aware of that. 2 MAC 10s. They're looking to farm.
Four kills for Nifty in the round. did not have a good time in the first 15 rounds of this map. With a clutch like that, I'm sure he's back and feeling it. Kerrigan going to start punishing these pistol players who are all stacked up in the B-bomb site. There's that flank coming out from Maluk, but by the time he gets into position, his whole team is dead. He'll tap away off the USP, but his attempts are futile. Folks, we're in the last 5 rounds of this match.
It's getting close, dude. I thought Team 1 at this point, I mean, at that point near the end, we're just going to steal the rounds. It was looking bleak. Enough money to buy, but not enough money to get ops. What's the read here from Envy? They anticipate it's going to be a buy-up, but they're going to be light on something like utility. I think they'll have enough for some of the good stuff. I don't know, those incendiaries don't come cheap. $600 that some of these players might not be able to afford. Yeah, it's only TRK who has one. Now, Envy, on the other hand, have a lot of utility, but maybe don't want to play the round out that long. Could potentially work out towards bathrooms. Have been fairly successful at finding that kill initially. Bomb staged up outside B. Everyone defaults for a moment. Stairs presence here for the CTs as they look for a boost to kill short. Cutler gets by just in the nick of time.
Gives him a little bit of spacing.
That was, he doesn't know how close he had it. That could have been a really strong pick for Team 1.
EU nade.
Yeah, EU nade. That's, I don't know, probably not a very impactful grenade this round, but
it's not going to actually matter all that much. At least nobody dies off of it. You know, it's not a key piece of an execution.
They seem to, I think the idea was to make it seem like they were going to go work on short. I don't know. Or if that was just a molly headshot, threaten a boost.
Either way, Cutler wasn't really prying in for information nor frags. Even that one smoke, though, does keep 4 CTs committed into the B-bomb site.
Maluk's the A player. This angle is going to get hard cleared. There's IDK who has a rifle to support. Again, you know, long is nice when you have an op, but this is the round that they couldn't afford that. He's going to have to just get the frags. Nifty's going to throw a smoke over. They're probably going to get in the front of this. Oh, and he doesn't win the duel. Man. The AK comes out on top. IDK is also spotted at the dice box, and it looks like they're going to go right through as Kerrigan also eats the flash from a teammate.
Right. That wasn't Nifty's either. That was somebody else's from mid. IDK had a real chance at cutting down 2 bodies. Separate duels on both sides of the map does open up the B route, but there's no bomb. There's no bomb in possession, and they walk away from this. A team flash on long blocks Kerrigan's chance at clearing the bomb site. Team 1 win the round.
Oh my God, that would have been it. That would have been it. That would have been a kill to the bomb plant. If I think Kerrigan calls for a flash, 2 people flash.
If Kerrigan's screaming who threw that flash, you bet your ass you don't answer.
Just point at somebody.
Oh, CT's threw it.
Just point at them with your eyes. Look at Kerrigan, then look at the guy. Whoever, anyone.
Oh my goodness.
Lie with confidence. Delete the bot.
I mean, the play was so clearly there. They even had that separate engagement. Cutler tries to activate from the B bomb site. That would have been huge if the A site actually fell, but IDK holds the line. And then you get that really quick rotate from the Team 1 player who, I didn't catch his name, but throws himself up from dumpster.
It changes it up, but we don't have an op.
It was bit
for Team 1. We don't have an op now, even though that last round it seemed like that was their biggest problem. Everybody's got guns again. That just brings Team 1 one round closer, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't actually, in my eyes, improve any chances of them like actually winning because they still are low. They still could get reset. They still don't have an op, so it's not like they're better off than last round necessarily. They're just one round closer, but if they got reset here, I mean that.
Oh boy. We are getting into the nitty-gritty.
They almost earned their way into that one. The default's different, even though the guns are the same for Team 1. They found a really cool way to look for an opening kill last round, and they're trying a different way this time. But they gave up on the boost, and they're fairly passive outside of that. IDK is a front man at long this time. He has lit it up so many times. I mean, he is 21 and 18. I feel like I can remember so many of his multi-frag rounds.
.43 frags between him and Maluk. On the top side of the scoreboard here for Team 1. 3 counter-terrorists down by the B bomb site, and as the train passes, it marks the 42nd point. We are close to the end of the round no matter what. Kerrigan smoke up and over. Molotov for the barrels. That's going to hit the feet of TRK. Throwing himself inwards. Will cut off drone, but they've lost control of Monster, and TRK is caught amidst the smoke. That's a huge opening. No rotation nearby. Envy just sliced through these Brazilians.
Oh my goodness. That could be a reset. These 2 guns will need to be saved into the next round, but Team 1, they can't buy on anyone else. That would be a stretch to say that they want to support these rifles.
Didn't you say this doesn't choose our winner, but rather just advances the round 1? And
yeah.
What happens if Team 1 gets reset?
It's 14.
I wonder you got what you asked for.
We are definitely going to.
This is going the distance.
Yeah, it feels like it's definitely going the distance.
If it's not overtime, it's got to be 30 rounds.
We'll see. There's the 2 guns could be huge. It's probably the 2 best players to have the guns. But then again, it's also great on Envy to avoid the 2 best players. So who knows if that was part of the plan. Yeah, bargain basics. Man, they're even going to be struggling next round. I mean, they can make some here, but no way they're forcing into this. Holy smokes. Not everyone's going to be able to have a buy. Oh, yeah, they're thinking about next round and thinking, wow, I mean, we could recycle the guns again, but they're not going to be great.
Oh, this is... I would hate to be the guy who has to make that decision.
Incredibly strong. Yeah.
And they're feeling it out.
There's a smoke out.
CTs are going to go down there initially. 4 players into the B site to start the round. Cutler jumps through water. He will not be gifted a kill by prying eyes. No nosy neighbors on Team 1 just yet.
It's going to delay it, go into B, but Team 1 have decided to stack up.
This is a bloodbath, or at least it could be. A little hesitation here. A lot of responsibility falling on JDM and Drone, but the scope of the op's going to look for the first target. There it is from TRK. No trade. Molotov at the feet, and a smoke grenade extinguishes the initial threat. But there's a bigger threat that looms near. These weapons ready to roll. Team 1 still locking it down, have almost run out of utility. A single flashbang left. And keep your eyes on Maluk. He's the man with the kit.
Oh, he's going to remolly, headshot.
This time TRK is forced into the open. They do catch him on the exit. Good work by Drone equalizing this up, but Envy are gone. They've sprinted up to the A site, and Drone continues to keep their attention. He could go on a tear, but only one further. IDK, this is your time to shine. They're not going to clear long before the bomb plant's attempted. Kerrigan denied it, and it's a trade back from Nifty. 25 seconds, 2v2.
Back to the bathrooms, and it's once again that Team 1 have no nades.
The terrorists, all the same. That one single flashbang on Cutler. No scopes. No scopes other than Bits AUG. Gives him a slight edge in the long-distance engagement, and that's exactly what it's going to be. But don't you remember Nifty in this very same position? Flash goes high. Defuse not stuck. Nifty's the first to get his kill. AUG trades it back. Bit needs to jump on bomb. The tap's not going to elicit the peak. Cutler with ice in his veins wins this round to tie at 14 apiece.
14 apiece, and Team 1 have to make a serious decision right now. Round 29.
Buy
tournament life
or die.
2,000 apiece. Was that really the all-in, or are they going to save? They get a round loss here. It might make sense. Yeah, they're going to save.
Oh my goodness. Team Envy.
We're going the distance.
Team Envy bring it into overtime on Dust 2. Find themselves now in the 29th round with what seems like an insurmountable advantage. What's the play from Team 1? What's your strategy in such a lopsided affair? You hide in the bathrooms like girls at lunch hour and hold each other's hands.
What do they talk about?
Boys. Who knows what? I don't know. I was never included.
They talk about the next round. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, free pause, right?
Right. I don't think either of these teams have any pauses remaining either, so. Jokes aside, there are certain things to discuss. A couple of kills now. Maluk, what? That drop bomb. Maluk drop bomb, and there's more damage versus Kerrigan. Drone's going to retain this, but IDK was given a chance. Now he's got the AK. The second T peaks, Cutler's got it. Whoa. Whoa.
The stair stack.
Hold your horses.
Bathroom stack was almost a perfect trap. Absolutely nuts.
That's wild. Just because they can throw Envy one more heart attack before the final round.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. I mean, the spot there at top bathrooms, being able to see the shadow, and then if any team defaults towards them, having 4 players come out of that spot is so unexpected. Nearly steal that back. Just
that
makes me wonder what if they had weapons.
Yeah.
There it is, round 30.
Makes you realize that even though this is round 30 with Envy on an edge.
Can he see the gun? Maybe he can, but he wouldn't shoot it. Just sitting there waiting for a peek to come out, but Bit's not going to give it to him. Similar setup that we saw a couple rounds ago from Team 1. They're so low on nades. If this falls back into a B hit, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. The only difference, though, Maluk has an op. However, he is playing A.
Such a kernel defense here from T1. They take that initiative inside of Connector. They fall back. Really not running risks. Contrasting that to round 22 when we saw that huge 3-player push-up on Fountain. Team 1 at that point were confident in their aggression. This time, the reality of what's on the line sinks in. The loser of this round, if Team 1 don't manage it, eliminated while on the cusp of the minor playoffs. A hell of a day already here for the Brazilians, eliminating E United in stunning fashion. An incredible 12-3 comeback, and now this is their chance. Maluk misses the shot and drops the op. He's down. IDK has been a difference maker, but
20 seconds.
3 players inbound. They've already got positioning on the bomb site. IDK's corner is going to get spammed, but he's still standing here, and he's got a teammate to help him out with an assist. It's Kerrigan and JDM with a couple of kills, and Nikon now in 6 seconds up. Bomb plant is going to happen, and it's TRK, a force of reckoning on train to try this final clutch. Minor lifeline looms on his shoulders, and he's going to buy his time here. JDM spotted, jumping, and back on long. Both terrorists have this cover. TRK has so little to work with. No kit, no utility, and it's JDM to lock this down. Team Envy to the playoffs, and Team 1 in soul-crushing defeat have fallen at the very final hurdle. Launders, it is a heartbreak.
I just didn't think it would happen. I didn't think it would happen. Map 2, it could have been over. They could have pulled it back. The resilience from Envy, unbelievable. A comeback at the end with that much pressure, and Team 1 looking as fierce as they did. I mean, I don't know what to say. Soul-crushing defeat, absolutely. Outstanding comeback, and just,
Outstanding win. I mean, not taking away. It's just that Team 1 have been in such a grueling mission all day long, and this is the way they lose. Like the fact that they brought Dust 2, a map they were stomped on. You know, I'm thinking to myself, what's going to taste better for Team 1? The fact that you got sweet, sweet revenge on Dust 2, which didn't actually happen, but at least improvements did, or getting into the minor playoffs, being the second Brazilian team to lock that in alongside Furia. It's an accomplishment in and of itself. Remember, this is a team that was not even meant to be here. They came from the very first round of the losers bracket in the online qualifier. Were gifted a chance and made the absolute most of it. So you've got to hold your head high. It's an accomplishment coming into this group and still being able to nearly eliminate 2 North American Pro League teams as a Brazilian roster that, you know, wasn't really given much credit.
Absolutely. I mean, there's such heavy hitters, expensive players on Envy, whereas Team 1 are a team that's just not a lot of data on, not many people rated them. Weren't in Pro League.
No. And so They have fallen, but that means it is Envy, folks. You see them down there in the lower bracket, excuse me, getting into the playoffs. They will join Furia from Group B. If obviously we kind of restart and begin at the very first day, it was that heartbreaking first defeat versus Envy that had to either A, really make them feel down, or B, light a fire underneath them, because they came into this matchup today versus E United and just tore through off the back of a 12-3 comeback. That in and of itself was impressive, let alone to go on winning their map choice with conviction and then taking Envy as far as humanly possible. Again, what a series we had here on the B stream, an absolute treat, and I thank both of these teams for giving us the show they did. But obviously over on the main stream, we do still have some Counter-Strike unfolding. It is of course that last lower bracket Brio 3 with INTZ versus the South Africans of Bravado. If you think there was a lot on the line here on the B stream, then that matchup in and of itself as well will give you some feels, folks. Bravado looking to keep themselves afloat, and INTZ looking to keep themselves as the second Brazilian team to move into the America's Minor playoffs. That's what we have here for you. NRG versus Team Envy, a North American matchup to get themselves forward in that upper bracket, and then of course Furia Esports versus potentially either Bravado or INTZ. That's the games that we're going to be bringing you guys tomorrow. Those two BO3s, neither of which are for a spot at the major, neither of which are for elimination either. It is, of course, just to see who goes down first and who moves forward in a flawless 2-0 fashion. Mohan, I think I can speak for both of us when I say this was one hell of a day of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Such a sick series. My favorite series so far at any of the minors we've had the pleasure of casting.
Yeah.
And oh, I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yeah, crazy comeback.
So much more CS still on the stage.
Congrats to Envy.
Yeah.
It's funny because they're not even halfway through.
Again, that's what we said, right? You don't technically win anything tonight. You just don't lose.
Yeah.
But once more, thank you, Envy. Thank you down there in Team 1. Obviously, a little bit sad to see them departing, but that's the reality of the minors. It's heartbreak until it's celebrations at the very final stage. Folks, we're done here. It's about time me and Launders head back to the hotel, and we'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning for the North American Minor.